So we've heard from Blue Bacon, we've seen the real world police videos, and it is time to dive headfirst into Jeremy Dewitte. He's been on Dr. Phil. He's done a lot of his own videos here recently. And we'll get into those videos here in just a minute from Jeremy, because there's one in particular I want to focus on. But as you can see, this headline broke just today around 2:30. Jeremy was booked into the jail for a new charge. And I first noticed this while I was at work this morning, because my shifts are very, very early hour shifts. My day starts at 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up, shower, shave, get dressed, head into work, be at work at 4 o'clock, and then I clock out at noon. So I noticed this before I left work, and let's just hear what Redneck Posse 86 has to say, because I wasn't going to pay money to find out what the charge was. I wasn't going to go through too much looking it up, because someone would eventually bring it up. And Redneck...
Hey, YouTube, got good news this morning. Well, can't talk about it very much because he's in jail. He got arrested for carrying a concealed weapon. Convicted felon. His bond amount is $5,000. He's at the Orange County Correctional Center in Orange County, Florida.
So that's the charge that Dewitte has. Now, what all of us are suspecting is Dewitte did a video. We'll go to his Metro State channel, because this is where the video is. Alright, so what's in my duty bag / ruck? Now, when he says ruck in this video, just one thing that just kind of irks me is he calls it a rook. Or a rook. As in the chess piece. As a matter of fact, the subtitles, from the way he's phrasing it and enunciating the word ruck, it confused the closed captioning on the video, and it actually put R-O-O-K. But I want to go to this video, and we're going to go towards the end. We're going to go to about right here.
This is right here going to tell you the truth about me and who I am. Are you guys ready? Spoiler alert. It's so I don't have to wear my seatbelt. So I don't have to listen to this.
He gives evidence of him not having to wear his seatbelt. That does not make you exempt from the law of having to wear a seatbelt.
Yeah. Here it comes. And then we have...
So before I show you what he's fixing to show us, the little device that he showed just then for the seatbelt, that's so he doesn't have to listen to the damn seatbelt alarm going, hey, put your seatbelt on. The little ding, 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 ding that all cars nowadays have. That's what that's for. That doesn't mean he's exempt from having to wear a seatbelt. If law enforcement went through the videos and caught him wearing those seatbelts, they'd be piling on the tickets, all right? But this is what got him arrested more than likely. This is the most incriminating piece of evidence that they probably charged him with. And
have a backup pepperball weapon So that way we.
Okay, so let me point this out. This is the pepper ball weapon that Jeremy is talking about. The one that they showed on Dr. Phil's show was the TCP, which comes with some color options, including a yellow, or better yet, TCP pepper ball review. Okay, so this is what they showed on the Dr. Phil show, is this actual pepper ball launcher here, put out by a company called TCP. It is magazine fed, but this is not blowback action. Look at this. This one has blowback action. Alright. The slide racks back to load a round in the chamber from that magazine. Which means there's probably a CO2 cartridge in the magazine itself. This is made to look like and function exactly like a real firearm. This is put out by a company, I believe it's Urmax. I know I've misspelled it. I know I have misspelled it. I'm going to have to scroll through quite a few. Okay, this is the video from Eurorex, or Umarex. I was spelling it wrong.
Combat sports. KT with MCS. They have a demo video for you guys on the T4A product.
So let's watch this.
There are several different models out there. I can show you all of them, and I can shoot a few to show you the difference. So these are various pistols. I'm going to show you real quick here. This is the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.3 caliber magazine inside the pistol grip. There are two colors that comes on this options. You have the blue color and you have a black option here. The next one right here, this is the PPQ. It comes in three different colors. Right here, blue, flat earth tan, and then the black version also magazine inside of magazine.
Now, pay attention. Magazine fed. These are where the rounds come out of the magazine. Back here on the back side of this magazine, he'll show later in the video, is where these cartridges right here near him on the table are in the back of this magazine, and then this is where the rounds come out. You also load the rounds into the magazine through here. These paintball guns, these are based off of real firearms. As he's mentioned, they have only two colors: black with a black slide, or black with a blue slide. Or you get to this one right here on the table, black slide, FDE, flat dark earth, lower frame. This one here looks like a Glock. Now, if we look at Jerry's, his looks like the Glock version. Jeremy's looks like a Glock version. So we've heard it from a person. This is from a channel called Modern Combat Sports, and they specialize in selling these. And they sell these for different purposes. Modern Combat Sports. They sell them for paintball. They sell them for self-defense. You can get solid rubber rounds. You can get pepper ball chemical irritant rounds. You can get paintball rounds. Most of these look like they might be either like a 43 caliber or maybe a 50 caliber paintball round. But these are meant and designed to function like a real firearm. The slide racks back every time you pull the trigger to load the next round in. They are magazine fed like a regular standard police firearm would be. This is why Jeremy has gone to jail. It's obvious because he pulls this out of his rucksack. Now, let's take a look at the Florida state law. Florida state law section that he was arrested on is Florida statute section 790.23, felon in possession. And according to that statute, pursuant to Florida statute section 790.23, it is a crime for a felon to carry a concealed weapon or possess a firearm, ammunition, or electronic weapon or device. In order to prove the charge at trial, the prosecutor for the state of Florida must prove the following elements beyond all reasonable doubt. They must prove 1, the defendant has previously been convicted of a felony. We know Jeremy has been previously convicted of a felony. After the felony conviction, the defendant knowingly owned, they did a typo on this website, I'm sorry, owned or had in his control, custody, possession, or care a firearm, ammunition, or an electronic device, or the defendant knowingly carried a concealed weapon. Notice they say weapon in the other section that they got to prove. If they can't prove this, and they can prove this, then they have a felon in possession in Florida. And this is where Jeremy is screwed, because they didn't say firearm like they did here. They just said carried a concealed weapon. Possession of a firearm, ammunition, or an electronic device or weapon after being convicted of any felony offense is a crime under both federal law and the criminal laws of the state of Florida. Somewhat right, somewhat wrong. Okay. Now, if Jeremy wanted to carry a firearm, he would have to wait so long after he's been off probation, paid all his fines, and not in any legal trouble to apply, and he can get his right to carry back. The Supreme Court has made a ruling that a felon must be allowed to be able to apply to get their rights back to carry. But Jeremy hasn't done that. So so they're not charging him for possession of a firearm, all right, because the Florida statute describes possession of a firearm. Let me look that up. Real quick, pull up a new Google tab. Florida State Statute Firearm. And this is from the State of Florida government website, right? Firearm means any weapon, including a starter gun, which is designed to or may readily be converted to expel a projectile by the action of an explosive. The frame or receiver of any such weapon, any firearm muffler or firearm silencer, any destructive device, or any machine gun. The term firearm does not include an antique firearm unless the antique firearm is used in the commission of a crime. And remember how it says here, to expel a projectile by the action of an explosive. They go on to define explosive means any chemical compound or mixture that has the property of yielding readily to combustion or oxidation upon application of heat, flame, or shot, including but not limited to dynamite, nitroglycerin, blah blah blah, or ammunition nitrate, when combined with other ingredients to form an explosive mixture, blasting caps and detonators, but not including shotgun shells, cartridges, or ammunition for firearms. This is kind of interesting. Their legal definition for a firearm is readily be converted to expel a projectile by the action of an explosive, but they're saying that the term explosive does not include shotgun shells, cartridges, or ammunition for firearms. So, there's kind of a little, I think Florida needs to go back and review this because they're kind of contradicting themselves on this. But according to the definition of a firearm under their legal definitions, what Jeremy was carrying does not qualify as a firearm. Weapon means, and this is where Jeremy is has kind of screwed himself. Weapon means any dirk, knife, metallic knuckles, slingshot, I think they mean slingshot, billy, probably mean billy club, tear gas gun, chemical weapon or device, or any other deadly weapon except a firearm or a common pocket knife, plastic knife, or blunt-bladed table knife. So what Florida is saying is that in their definition for terms as far as a weapon goes, everything except a firearm or common pocket knife, plastic knife, or blunt-bladed table knife. So if Jeremy had a pocket knife in his duffel, he would have been fine. But because what he had in his rucksack was this shoots a chemical irritant. For those of you who don't know how a pepper ball pistol launcher or rifle launcher works, pepper balls come in various sizes. There's a 40 something caliber, there's a 50 caliber, there's a 60 caliber pepper ball. And what it is a piece of plastic that is a round ball And the ball is filled with a powderized chemical irritant. A powderized version of OC, which is oleoresin capsicum, which is what officers spray in your face. That is called mace or pepper spray or whatever. It's a powderized form of OC. So Jeremy here is carrying a chemical irritant launcher with a magazine that was in it because he took the magazine out. And just got himself a new charge because of it. Wow. Okay, so guys, that's where I'm going to call it on this one. Hopefully I'll have this video up sometime tonight. But it's unbelievable. You know, he put the evidence on his YouTube channel of him concealing a weapon. And according to Florida statute, he is not allowed to. How stupid can you be? Alright guys, that's it. We're out.